Southwards Explained. If you are here for the first time, please consider subscribing to this channel. In this video, we'll be talking about Nairobi Railway City, where we say that it's a forgotten rail yard which is quietly pulling the CBD of Nairobi southwards. Every city has one stretch of land everyone passes, but no one quite knows what to do with it. In Nairobi, that stretch lies just south of Central Business District CBD, behind the old rail station. For decades, it has been a mix of rail tracks, workshops, informal settlements, makeshift shanties, as well as inherited railway houses whose original tenants retired long ago but never left. Now, that overlooked space is at the center of one of Nairobi's most ambitious urban projects, Nairobi Railway City. At its simplest, the project is being about one thing: expanding Nairobi's CBD southwards. In practical terms, it means that the city is preparing to stretch its legs, loosen its tie, and move beyond its traditional boundaries around Kenyatta Avenue and Moi Avenue. If the CBD were human, this would be its long overdue house extension. What exists today, where we see that it's a busy space that was never properly planned. The land earmarked for Nairobi City Railway City covers about 425 to 438 acres, owned mainly by Kenya Railways and its staff pension scheme. While officially designed as a railway land, it actually used today tells a very different story. Large sections are occupied by active railway infrastructure, including Nairobi Central Station, tracks and marshalling yards. There is also an old railway workshop and depots, some underused. Informal settlements and shanties which have grown over decades as workers sought proximity to the CBD and industrial areas. Former railway staff passed down informally through families, with occupants resisting relocation for years. This mix has created a dense, poorly serviced zone sitting right next to the city center. Valuable land functioning far below its economic and urban potential. From a project management perspective, this is a classic case of land use mismatch. Prime urban land locked in a low intensity and coordinated use because no integrated plan existed. What's the core idea, which we say is pulling the city center southwards? Nairobi's railway city is not just a station upgrade. It is a deliberate spatial shift, a planned expansion of the CBD southwards, turning what has long been a physical and psychological edge of the city into a new urban core. The project aligns with Nairobi Integrated Urban Development Master Plan, meaning it's not an isolated idea but part of a broader attempt to reorganize how the city grows, moves, and works. The main aim, or the aim is simple but powerful: connect transport, housing, business, and public space into one place instead of scattering them across the city. In everyday terms, this means CBD will no longer be ending abruptly at Haile Selassie Avenue. Offices, services, and commercial activities will spill south, easing pressure on Old Center, which frankly has been doing too much work for too long. Transport is at the center. Why does the station matter? At the heart of the project is a modernized Nairobi City Central Railway Station, designed as a multi-modal transport hub. A transport hub simply means a space or a place where different modes, trains, buses, bus, rapid transport BRT lines, walking and cycling connect smoothly. Currently, the Nairobi Central Railway Station serves about 16,000 passengers daily. Under the new railway city plan, that number is expected to rise to over 400,000 daily passengers by 2030 and possibly 600,000 by 2045. To manage this, the station will feature 9 platforms, expanded passengers hall, grid separated walkways to reduce congestion, and direct lines to bus rapid transit BRT corridors. From a delivery standpoint, this is critical. Transport is not an accessory to urban development. It is an engine. Without it, mixed-use development struggle. With it, entire districts become viable. Beyond transport, what will actually be built? The land will be organized into 6 development precincts, each with a clear role. These include commercial and office zones, affordable and mixed income housing, retail and market spaces, cultural and innovation hubs, logistics and light industries, public spaces, green corridors, and pedestrian routes. This approach reflects modern urban planning practice instead of single-use zoning. It promotes compact, mixed-use development where people can live, work, shop, and commute within shorter distances. For Nairobi, this matters. The current CBD is congested not because it's too small, but because everything happens here. Work, banking, retail, government agencies, and with little spatial relief. What are the economic and social payoff of this planned Nairobi Railway City? If executed as planned, the benefits are significant. There will be job creation both during construction and long-term operations. There will be reduced congestions in this historic CBD as activity spreads south, improved public transport efficiencies, which will lower travel times and cost, new housing close to jobs, easing pressure on informal settlements, revitalize public space, improving safety and quality of life in the city. From a systems perspective, Railway City is meant to rebalance Nairobi, shifting growth from uncontrolled outward sprawl to planned inward generation. Let's now look at the challenges which cannot be ignored. No project of this scale is simple. Land and relocation issues remain sensitive. Informal settlements and long-standing railway occupant represent both a social reality and a project risk. Past attempts to redevelop this zone stalled partly because relocation was mishandled or politically avoided. Financing is another challenge. The project is estimated to cost $28 to $30 billion, with funding support from UK government and interest from international investors, including United Arab Emirates. However, long-term urban projects require consistent funding over many years, not just ceremonial groundbreakings. Time is also a factor, with full build-out potentially taking over 20 years. Continuity of policy, governance, and institutional capacity will determine success more than architectural drawing. Who is driving the project? The project is being led by Kenya Railways Corporation with a strong backing from the national government. It has received political endorsement at the highest level, including groundbreaking ceremony by President William Ruto in 2022. International partners, particularly the UK government, are supporting planning and financing, signaling confidence but also expectation of delivery discipline. In conclusion, we can say that when the CBDs will finally breathe out, Nairobi's railway city is not about shiny buildings or modern stations alone. It's about giving Nairobi room to breathe. By pulling the CBD southwards, the project challenges decades of congestion, informal land use, and planning inertia. It promises a city that works better, where transport connects, housing is closer to jobs, and economic activity is not squeezed into few overstretched streets. But ambition alone will not build the city. Delivery will depend on resolving land issues fairly, securing stable financing, and maintaining focus through political cycles. If Nairobi gets it right, the old railways will no longer mark the edge of the city. They will become its new heart. If it doesn't, well, Nairobi already has enough half-finished stories written in concrete. So thank you for reaching this far. If it's your first time here, please consider subscribing to this channel. Also hit the notification bell so that whenever you upload a new video, you're notified. You can also like, share, and comment. Thank you.